welcome to our channel. I'm Stassi.
And I'm Steven.
And in this video, Steven will be watching the movie American Beauty for the first time. How this is going to work, Steven's going to tell me what he knows about American Beauty. I'll give a few details about the movie. We'll go watch it, then we'll come back and Steven will give his review. What do you know about American Beauty?
Not a lot. Obviously, I've never seen it. Duh. And I know the scene with the naked chick laying on the roses with the roses covering her titties, because that's, I've seen that, shown in other movies or TV and stuff like that. I think it won Best Picture, so hopefully that means it's good. Other than that, I'm excited to watch this movie. Hopefully I like it and I can give a good review.
American Beauty is a black comedy drama. It was released in 1999. It stars Kevin Spacey, Annette Bening, Thora Birch, Allison Janney, Peter Gallagher, Mena Suvari, Wes Bentley, and Chris Cooper. It was produced by Bruce Cohen and Dan Jinks, and it was written by Alan Ball and directed by Sam Mendes. Ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Steven has just watched American Beauty for the first time. Give a synopsis of what you just saw.
Okay. So American Beauty opens with like a home movie type thing of a girl asking someone to kill her dad. That's kind of a weird opening. Don't really understand what's going on.
Strange opening. Okay, let's do this.
Then we get to narration by Kevin Spacey, aka Lester, and he basically says that he's going to be dead within the year. So you already know how the movie's going to end, which I was a little bit like, come on, really?
Spoilers, bro.
But we'll get to that. And then it basically just shows you his life. You see the girl from the movie at the beginning, his daughter, Jane, and his crazy-ass wife, Caroline, who's like a perfectionist, neat freak. So the movie opens then with Kevin Spacey, a.k.a. Lester, and you see his family, his wife, Carolyn, who is nuts, like OCD, crazy, slapping herself for crying kind of lady with the Karen haircut.
She's got the full Karen haircut. She's ready for 2020.
And then you see his daughter Jane, who's actually the girl from the video at the beginning. And basically you see their life. He has a job in advertising in a magazine or some shit that he hates. And his wife's a real estate agent. They got a couple of gay neighbors living next door. And then a new family moves into the house on the other side of them. And you see the guy there, Ricky. He's like holding a video camera, recording them in their house, which I believe is illegal.
I'm pretty sure filming into someone else's house is illegal. Does people not know what blinds are?
The movie sort of cuts ahead. You see their life. You see that they're not very happy. Lester is basically like, just sort of going through the days, going through the motions, doesn't really have any joy in his life until they go to a basketball game like halftime where Jane is part of the dance group at the high school, and then Lester sees Jane's friend Angela dancing out there and basically just gets a raging hard on for her and decides that his life's mission is going to be to bang her now. So that's where you see the, rose petals. He's having the fantasies. Every time he has a fantasy about her, the rose petals start falling and floating around, and she's laying on the ceiling with, her boobs covered up with the rose petals.
This is what I remember.
Yeah.
But she's on the roof. Okay, I thought she was on the floor.
That's what it looks like, because they're closer up, so it looks like
that. Yeah, that's what I remember seeing.
Yeah.
I thought it was like an actual woman, not a fucking kid. This is way creepier.
So he's fantasizing about, Angela, and then there's a scene where they go to like a real estate dinner with Caroline and Lester, and they meet Buddy, the king of real estate, and Ricky, the weirdo from next door, is a waiter there, and he goes up to Lester and is like, hey, let's go outside and smoke some weed. So then they're smoking weed.
Are they smoking marijuana cigarettes? Those are marijuana cigarettes.
And basically they end up forming a relationship as like, weed buddies. Lester buys weed from Ricky and they smoke.
New client.
Yeah, gets a new client out of it. And then you see Ricky's home life. You see his dad is like a psycho, is like a crazy ex-Marine who really has a problem with gay people. And he put Ricky in military school and a mental hospital for smoking pot a few years ago. And he's just really not a mentally stable person. You also see Ricky's mom, who is just sort of mentally checked out. There's scenes of her just sort of staring off. Just like that. And you could tell that family is pretty fucked up. And then Ricky and Jane start hooking up. So Lester takes a page out of Ricky's book and decides, like, you know what, I'm just not going to give a fuck about all this stuff that's stressing me out anymore, and just becomes like super chill, quits his job, but has like blackmail on the boss or something. So he gets like a year's severance with benefits, and he's so happy that he quit his job.
That'd be pretty dope to quit and get paid for a whole
I know.
year.
And full benefits.
He buys a new sports car. He starts working out and smoking weed in his garage. He's working out because he overheard Angela say that he would be sexier if he worked out or something. And again, his whole goal is trying to bang her, which is kind of weird. And kind of the whole time you're going through this movie, Lester's going to die because he tells you that right at the beginning. And you just see all these different people who could kill Lester. So you're sort of going through it in your head of like, okay, who's actually going to kill this guy? Then it cuts to the rainy night, which will just, the end of the movie, the rainy night. And, Lester's found out about his wife, Caroline, banging Buddy King.
Jesus.
The crazy Marine dad thinks that Ricky and Lester are gay and, having sex with each other because that's what Ricky tells him, because he'd rather tell him that than just like, no, I sold him some weed because he doesn't want to go back to the insane asylum again or something. Frank, who is Ricky's dad, the crazy Marine guy, goes over to Lester working out in the garage and basically kisses him. So you find out that the reason he is so mad about gay people is because he's gay himself. And then he just sort of wanders off into the rain. And then Caroline Lynn is like in her car, psyching herself up about not being a victim. And she's got a gun because Buddy was making her shoot guns or whatever.
She's like, I'm going to go home and shoot my husband.
There's a lot of different stuff sort of going on. And then it sort of culminates. You get Jane and Ricky basically tell Angela she's boring and ordinary. And then so she's crying in the living room. And then Lester comes in and they're about to bang, and he's like taking her clothes off, and the whole time she's telling everybody that she's fucked and how she's such a slut and a whore and all this, and she loves it. But then they're about to have sex and she's like, oh, I've never done this before. And he's like, can't do it, man. So he like makes her a sandwich or something in the kitchen, and then he's actually enjoying his life. Everything's great. He's looking at a picture of his wife and his daughter Jane when she was a baby or a toddler. He realizes that everything in his life is pretty great. He actually says it out loud a couple times, that he's sitting at the table looking at a picture of him with Carolyn and Jane from a long time ago, and he has a smile on his face. And then you see a gun come up to the back of his head, and boom, blood against the wall. And at first, you think that Carolyn killed him, because that's how they make it look. But then you see in the montage at the end that it was actually gay Frank who came in and just capped him one because he thought that he turned his son gay and was also gay himself. And then you get the end of the movie, which is just narration by Kevin Spacey, Lester, just talking about how he remembers different parts of his life, flash before his eyes right before he died, and it sort of zooms out on the town and fades to black. End of movie.
All right.
That's what you have to say so far.
Okay. Well, that was the thing. We just watched a thing.
What was your favorite part or parts of American Beauty?
So the main thing I liked about this movie was the way that it subverted your expectations. It's always a risk with a movie where it tells you the end up front, right? Because literally, his first line in the movie is like, I'm 42 and I'm going to be dead by the time I'm 43.
Yeah.
And so you're like, well, what the fuck are we even watching this for?
Yeah.
But then they start introducing all of the characters and the different dynamics and relationships, and then you kind of get going with, okay, who's actually going to be the one who kills him? Because
it really could be anyone.
Yeah, they introduce, it's kind of like, it's like Clue. It's like, it could be any of the characters did the murder.
Murder mystery.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then even it gets to the end, and I even thought it was Carolyn who shot him, because they don't show you who shot him until after in the montage part. And I was like, oh, she ninja'd him. She snuck up right on him, put that gun right to him, and then bang.
Woo! Straight ninja'd his ass. She got snuck up right on him without making a sound, dude.
Yeah.
But really, you find out it was, gay, homophobic Frank.
Oh, he shot him.
So, yeah, the way that it just subverted the expectations as you're watching it, definitely top notch.
Yeah.
Good writing there.
Yeah.
Which I want to get to next, because that was another part that I really liked about the movie. Particularly funny scene was the family dinner the day that Lester quits his job,
Yeah.
where he's just zero fucks given. He's like, well, somebody, please, pass me the fucking asparagus.
Yeah.
And he takes the plate and smashes it against the wall.
Honey. Janie, today I quit my job. And then I told my boss to go fuck himself, and then I blackmailed him for almost $60,000. Pass the asparagus.
Your father used to think this kind of behavior, so see how loud it gets on that one. You don't...
And he's just, we're not listening to this fucking music anymore. I can't stand it. And it's just great. Just the way that he switches his attitude from just being like, the sort of like shut in, bottle it up kind of guy that
Right.
snaps and kills everyone in the office to just like, you know what, I'm going to start working out, smoking weed, driving a sweet car, trying to bang a 17-year-old. And also, I liked at the end how Lester couldn't actually have sex with Angela, because that through line makes you kind of want him to get shot in the head, because he's basically a pedophile. But then he gets to the point and he's just like, no, I can't do this, which I'm sure for Kevin Spacey was hard. So you're actually kind of rooting for the guy there at the end, and then like 5 seconds later they just blast him in the face and he's laying dead on the kitchen table. But yeah, I liked his overall redemption there.
Was there anything about the movie you didn't like?
Obviously, Carolyn. She's so well acted, and the actress did a great job portraying the character, but her character in this movie is infuriating.
I really can't stand this bitch.
She's just so, like, everything in her life is just a facade. It's just a charade. And she's just putting on airs for every, that public face type thing, where really she's just this, like, lunatic, crazy bitch lady.
Needs to slip this bitch some of that weed and calm her the fuck down.
They've got the one scene where she's walking back into the doorway and you just see her hair all blown up like this, like, can I speak to the manager, please? And then the other character I really didn't like was, gay, homophobic Frank. That guy was just an asshole. He really should have just been, like, arrested or something. He's, like, got, like, Nazi plates, and he's just a crazy, like, physically abusing the kid. I understand Ricky was, 18, but he's, like, punching him in the face. Like, come on, man. That's not cool. And all the weird stuff about, the gay neighbors. And, yeah, I understand you're supposed to hate him, and I definitely did.
Yeah, he was not a cool dude. Would you watch it again?
I think I would. Yeah. It definitely lived up to the title of winning the Academy Award for Best Picture. It was a very well done movie, and I would watch it again.
Yeah, so in addition to winning Best Picture, it also won Best Actor for Kevin Spacey, Best Cinematography, Best Director, and Best Original Screenplay. So, yeah, it's pretty acclaimed.
So it won 5 Academy Awards total?
It did, in 2000.
In 2000.
Now Stephen has to guess the budget and box office for American Beauty. What are your guesses?
I would say the budget was $35 million,
Okay.
and it made $100 million.
The budget was $15 million.
Ooh.
And the box office was $356 million.
No way.
Worldwide.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So they made
It was a big deal.
They made some coin on that one.
They did.
Damn. Good for them.
Now it's time for you to guess Rotten Tomato scores. You can do critic and audience. So, what would you rate it?
What do I think these guys rated it? So obviously it won all those awards, made a shit pile of money. I'm going to say that the critics gave it a 93, and the audience gave it an 88.
Critic, 87.
Okay.
Audience, 93.
So I reversed them.
Yeah.
Okay, so the audience liked it more.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. I wrote down for a score, I wrote 89, just right there. Yeah, so I was right in the middle of both of them.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was well done movie, well written, very good acting, parts I really liked, characters I absolutely despised, and it's basically all the ingredients you want in a movie.
Yeah.
You want to like some of the people, you want to hate some of the people, you want to love to hate some of the people.
Yeah, this was like my third time watching it. I think it had been almost 10 years since I had seen it.
Damn.
I was in college, I think, the second time I watched it. But yeah, a lot of it I remembered. Some of it I had to see before I recalled, oh yeah, this is what happened. So it was nice revisiting it because it had been such a long time since I had seen it. And I remembered that I liked it a lot. And it's one of my favorites.
So that was it. There's my review of American Beauty. Hope you enjoyed it. If you like the way that we watch and review movies on the channel, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and check on notifications so you'll know when we post a new video.
Also, be sure to comment your thoughts. Let us know what you think of the movie, of our review, and also comment any movies that you think one or both of us haven't seen before, and we'll watch them and put them on the channel.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks.
So I'm trying to fuck a 17-year-old. This is subtext of everything he's saying.
Yeah.
You know? Starts doing all this stuff, but the intentions are not so good.